Every weekend I shoot cool cars and I get these messages all the time of people telling me, hey, I don't have any cool cars to shoot. Where do you find all these cool cars? There's nothing interesting in my area. So I thought today I'm not shooting a cool car. Well, I am, but it's a model car. It's a remote control car. I brought it out to this location and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna take some photos using my camera, Adobe Photoshop, Lightroom, all of that good stuff, and see if we can get some cool images. Let's see how it goes. So I've just had a cool idea. If I use my camera on a tripod, I set the shot up, take the photo, and then hold this car here and take another photo maybe? Right, let's do one of this cool little road here. Let's make sure it's properly exposed. That looks about right. Take one like that. And then take one like that. I know you can't see it very clearly, but if I take two photos, one of the car with me holding it, one with the background, I might be able to blend them together in something somewhat cool. What about here? Let's do it this way. All right, let's take one from this angle. See if we can get like a detailed shot of the Lamborghini badge. Miniature car photography is well weird. My kind of idea is if I take lots of photos from lots of different angles, I should have plenty to work with when it comes to Photoshop later. And actually, we could always do like a fake rolling shot as well. So, if I was to balance a car, on there, and then line up this shot with the road behind, let's shoot it like at f/22 if I can. This looks awful. Real car photography is so much easier than this, I'm telling you. Right. How about like that? Right, so people, we're now back home. We've got all the photos, we've been in Lightroom and we've already edited them all up. Originally, I was supposed to show you how to do that. However, my OBS has crashed about 10 times. So every single time I lost all the footage. So instead of editing them, I'm going to show you the before and afters of the photos I got and also explain how I got the results because they're not hard to get. So you too can get similar sorts of results with very little work. But yeah. Let's jump into it. Starting out, we've got this photo here. It's nothing too crazy. I probably could have edited in the lights being on and done a slightly better job with this image. However, it's not the best one here, but I thought let's include it anyway. Here was the original photo. This is a photo of the car, obviously. I've color graded it and then I've gone over into Photoshop and I simply just drew the lines along where I wanted the road to be and just wrote trees, hedges and stuff like that. Just try and get those lines on either side to make the road seem a little less big because obviously the bigger the road is, the smaller the car looks. So you don't want the road to be 10 times wider than the car is. And I also removed the white writing that was on the road here because obviously that's a dead giveaway. I know it still doesn't look that great. It doesn't really look like a real road, but this one's the worst one anyway, so let's go straight to the next one. Right, so here is the before image, and then here is the after image. Once again, I just literally went into Photoshop, I drew around my hand, badly drew around the car and just let the AI generative fill it all in for me. And it does a pretty good job. Some photos are better than others. You can just keep retrying until you get something you like. I was a little bit impatient when I did these ones because I've been trying for the last 2 hours, so that's why they're not as good as maybe they could be. But yeah, the results aren't bad. I mean, this is literally a model car and it looks like there's a little house in the background there. It's not a bad shot. So yeah, let's go on to the next one, which is this photo here. This one I actually really like. I know it doesn't look like a real car, it still looks like a model car. The details are quite cool on it, but I've got this cool reflection, and that was not in the shot to start with. Here was the original shot, and I essentially just cropped in slightly. I drew 2 selection areas in parallel lines, kind of following along here. As you can see, there's like this line here and there's this line here, and I generative filled this area and I generative filled that area. I had to shrink in and kind of crop into the image and make sure the buildings in the background weren't too big, because obviously the bigger the buildings, it makes the car look stupid. But these ones, the proportions look pretty good. So yeah, that's how I got those ones. For the next photo, it was really easy. I took the original photo, top down, looking down upon the car next to a muddy puddle. To get this result here, all I did was I opened that same photo up into Photoshop, did a little mask around the car, so selected the car, and then inverted it to select everything else, and then I just AI filled it. I said to generate fill a view of a road looking down, or top down view of road, or something along those lines, and it came up with this cool image here. I then added in extra trees and stuff to try and blend the two. It didn't work the best, but I think they add something into the image. So the last one, which is probably my favorite, is this image here. I started out with my tripod, with the little car sat on top of my tripod in line with the road in the background, and then I just used the AI in Photoshop to remove the tripod. You can actually follow this tutorial on one of my other videos where I add motion blur into a photo, and I did the same exact thing here. I got rid of the car, I added lots of motion blur, I painted the car back in, and then I added radial spin blur, or whatever it's called, spin blur to the wheels, and then I just painted a little bit of a shadow. And when I say painted a bit of a shadow, I literally just drew a mask under the car and dropped the exposure a little bit to make it look like there's some sort of shadow going on there. Nice and easy. Considering that this is literally a toy car, a remote controlled toy car, I don't think the photos are actually too bad. So let me know what you think down below. If you've got any questions about how I got some of these results, I tried to do my best to explain it. Apologies, my computer keeps crashing, so I lost the footage of me actually editing them. Leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll have another better video for you to watch next time. I'll see you in the next one.